grew up in Louisville, Kentucky. And when I was young, about 9, I got a chance to play on the clarinet and an oboe. But I didn't particularly care about the oboe. I wanted the clarinet because that was popular. But I went in the Army at 18. They were looking for musicians to fill the Army marching band. So I just signed up, said I played music, and I played clarinet. So the band was supposed to have 28 pieces, right? And it didn't have that many, it had about 10, 15 or something. So the first clarinet player took patience with me, and he knew I was a little slow. But anyway, they needed me, so he could do a little training with me, so I could make the march band. So that's how I got into music.
Composer saxophonist Marshall Allen, leader of the legendary Sun Ra Orchestra, is perhaps the only living member of the original Sun Ra band, formed in Chicago in 1958. He's the last man standing. He's more than that. He's my uncle. Our family goes back to Uncle Marshall's Cherokee trickster medicine man grandfather, who hailed from an impoverished Indian reservation right outside of Tulsa. He was a Cherokee man. His name was Running Joe Maxfield, and his black wife, Lucy Flowers, was from Halls Gap, Kentucky. His mom, Mamie Allen, my grandmother, was a mixed blood born on that reservation in 1896. His dad, Nathan Allen, born around the same time in Philadelphia. Now, Marshall has deep roots in magic and mystery. To many, he's an enigma. To others, he's a hero.
I heard a record. I used to go to the record stop and buy all the records.
Okay.
Thing I like. And the guy said, "Oh, I got a nice record, man.
Yeah.
I got the cats playing that Vanguard or whatever.
Yeah.
But Sun Ra's in there, and he's a good man, and he's right up there where you live."
Yeah.
I said, "What?" And then I heard the band, and I heard that sound, and I heard the way he write that music. I said, "Well, shit, I'm going there. I'm going to find him."
For decades now, he's flourished musically and floundered financially as a flautist, clarinetist, and lead alto sax player for the Sun Ra Orchestra. But you know what? Our family's been pissed that he's been left in the shadows. In this documentary, we're hoping that, well, we could bring him to the light. Meet Marshall Allen. Against the backdrop of cosmic drama and astral visions that have saturated viewers' and listeners' senses for decades, Uncle Marshall has merged the mystery of history and the futility of the future with the eternal now. Using what our adopted cousin, Professor Denenge Akpim, calls Afrofuturism here at Columbia College, and what Eurocentric critics hail as avant-garde with and without Sun Ra, Uncle Marshall has blazed new ground. That's how he rolls. He's bad, and that's all good. As a 60s kid at my grandmother's house, where she'd give him $10 to go and buy food, you know what he'd do? He'd go and buy $5 worth of bamboo to make flutes and rehearse what he called healing music while eating $5 worth of peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. Uncle Marshall loved to talk to me about Egyptian modal forms. He extolled the galactic universality of, well, this type of music that he played and the band played at the New Wonder Inn on 75th and Cottage Grove, where, as a kid, I snuck in using the excuse that, hey, I've got to give an important message to my uncle. I was so nosy. But you know what? I still am. That's why I became a reporter who later covered his concerts in L.A., San Francisco, Chicago, New York, Philadelphia, and Poschiavo, Switzerland, where he headlined the Uncool Jazz Festival hosted by my aunt Cornelia Mueller, his common-law wife. They both stayed with me and my wife, Dr. Earlene Strayhorn, and our twin sons in 2008, where I took Marshall around to gigs around town and to a well-meaning but, hey, let's call it what it is, a threadbare Sun Ra exhibit at the High Park Art Center, where at that moment we decided that Marshall needed his own tribute in a museum, in a documentary, or both. From the stories he told me of riding camels, which inspired me and my family to do the same thing in Tunisia that same year, to inspiring musicians, fashionistas, filmmakers, and experimental artists of all stripes, he's used myth and mystery to create art and agency to become that transcendent, existential hero that he's always been to me and my family. Hopefully, these family photos and his words and his music show this.